You've probably by now heard of the drought conditions affecting California, where the governor has mandated a 25% drop in water use under emergency regulations. And judging by June numbers, it appears Californians are getting the message. Vancouver has also banned lawn sprinkling and car washing in an effort to replenish the city's reservoirs. The Okanagan hasn't gone that far yet, but there is no drought level 5, so we are in a pretty dire situation now.
Level 4 means that it's getting really dry out there in the hills and in the streams, and so for people in the Okanagan it means that we're probably going to have to quit wasting so much water.
At 24%, residential outdoor watering accounts for the second highest use of all water in the Okanagan, behind only agriculture. And Valley residents use twice as much water as the Canadian average. Most of that goes on lawns, which, when you think about it, is about as natural here as it is in California.
We have some of the best water in the world, but we need it for so many different things. We love the fish, we love the wine industry, we love the fruit, we want to have local food grown, we want to have nice parks, we want to have all of this stuff, so why water your pavement?
Some residents are investing in the future and making changes now in an effort to cut down their water use. Plant something that is a lot easier to grow here and looks a whole lot better than a brown, patchy lawn.
Because of the gravel underneath, we needed better soil. So if we're going to rip out the grass to put in better soil, we weren't going to put grass back on top of it. So we became more and more familiar with xeriscaping ideas. I mean, we love the Okanagan, we love the climate. We want to have a front yard that reflects the climate in which we live.
We had grass and we had some flower beds, and we had a driveway that was starting to sag, and we had a water problem. The pipe broke, and it was a good time to consider redoing the yard. We've been working toward that over the years, just not very fast, and so this simply sped up the process, but it was a plan that we had.
In the last, say, 3 to 5 years, we've been getting a lot more calls for xeriscape style design. I'd say at least half of the people, that's one of the first questions, is they want to conserve on water. On a yard like this, we've probably knocked the water usage down by at least 50%.
Instead of looking at the lake, if you look at the hillsides, the natural state of the Okanagan is sagebrush, bunch grass, pine trees. We're living in a semi-arid environment. Drought-tolerant landscaping is more consistent with what is natural and normal here.
For folks on city water looking at gigantic Okanagan Lake as a source, it's hard to fathom a shortage. The lake is 135 kilometers long and deep, with 24.6 cubic kilometers of water volume. That's a lot, but in reality, we're only able to use the top meter or so of the lake.
Pretend that this lake is only a meter deep, and then think of all the different ways that it's used, all the different users that need it. Think of the water that has to go downstream to support the licenses and the fish down in the Okanagan River. Think about all the evaporation that happens. It doesn't seem like so much water anymore when you look at it like that. There's no way that we can draw the lake down like they do in Nevada, like Lake Mead. They've drawn it down like 120 feet. But I mean, that's a floating bridge. It's not a suspension bridge. We have real limits here. So we need to take the drought seriously, and we need to conserve. Everybody can do their part.
Some are considering another option, painting their lawn green. Following in the lead of California is Okanagan Lawn Painting, a new company that does exactly what its name suggests.
Well, the idea is originating out of Fresno, California, a product called Lawn Lift. People are looking for alternatives to keep their lawn green without having to use their water.
The forecast calls for a dry fall, meaning even more conservation of this precious resource will be critical.
We're looking at conserving the water that we have to take us through the next year. We want to be in a better position starting the year. You never know when the next wet year is going to come.